be like, wow, that's
Ooh, steal job.
Let's talk about what your quiz is going to be over.
Numbers, I'm guessing.
So, if you didn't hear, the review guide did not save after I made it like 2 in the morning last night, which is very sad. And I could have gone to bed.
Got it.
But, such is life. The good news is that it didn't happen to my geometry guides where I drew intricate diagrams with really complex proofs. Here, it's just numbers. So, we're good. Alright, so here's what's happening. So, our quiz. This is quiz number 4?
I believe so.
Yeah.
Yes. No, that wasn't a question. It's number 4.
Oh.
So quiz number 4. We're going to have factoring trinomials, right? That's what we've been doing the last couple of days.
What were we doing yesterday? That stuff was easy.
This stuff. Where a equals 1 and where a is greater than 1, right? When a is greater than 1, magic X method, right?
Yep.
That's the easiest way to do it. When a is 1, just figuring it out is not too bad, yeah.
For the quiz, we also have that one thing when we use a quadratic formula.
I mean, I'm gonna, yeah.
Jace, shut up.
It's all good. Finding x-intercepts. So, of parabolas, right? So, all that is you're scared by words, but words are hard, math is easy. That's asking, when does that equal 0? Right? Because when y is 0, we have an x-intercept, right?
Yeah.
Right? Go on a graph. Here's a point where y is 0, right?
Yeah.
That's an x-intercept. It's the x-axis, right? Here's a point where y is 0. So wherever x is when y equals 0 will be our x-intercepts, right? That's it.
Mr. Matt,
Yo.
why is your family on the
No
wall?
questions. All right, so where is this going to be 0? Well, when x is 2 and when it's negative 3, right? All right, if we can't handle it, I will destroy all of it and we will have no more arguing here.
I just didn't notice.
Okay, so where is x going to give us 0, right? Well, when it's 2 and when it's negative 3. So a way to write that as x-intercepts, what will the coordinates be? It'll be 2 comma, what? Nope.
0.
0 and negative 3 comma 0, right? That's what x is. And we said y was 0, right? That's all. That's the coordinates, right? Where does it cross the x-axis? At 2, 0 and negative 3, 0. Now, what if we can't factor it really nicely like this? Well, then quadratic formula, right? So you're going to do all of this basically together in one problem, right? I'll ask you to factor it, you'll get something like this, and then you'll tell me the x-intercepts. Okay? Now we're going to practice that more today. And then the other thing you got to do is when you can't factor it, when it's just like really garbage, quadratic formula. What is the quadratic formula?
It's like negative c plus minus
B squared plus minus 4ac.
Everything's over 4.
It's over 2a.
Listen, fight me.
Whatever a is doubled, right? So you're going to need to know how to apply that. That's it. That is literally it.
Could I have that paper?
I'm ready.
Make copies.
Could I write it down from that
Yeah,
paper?
sure.
Or like, can you like, so I can copy it down?
You can share it with your friends.
I have a photogenic memory.
Ethan's not my friend.
That's right.
He got me in trouble.
Ethan sucks.
Actually, that was me. That was me.
I know, I saw you walk up there. Get out of the way from me.
Ethan sucks. Ethan
Well,
sucks.
yeah, because you're
Right.
one little crap.
This drawing is
so nice. So nice.
I'm glad we can all agree Ethan sucks. All right, so let's apply quadratic formula. Now the beauty of quadratic formula is it doesn't matter what equation I give you, you can always use it. Sometimes it'll be really messy, right? But you can always do it. So let's make up some numbers. Give me standard form. So when y is 0, give me a number for a.
5.
5. X squared. Give me a number for b.
7.
62.
Negative 7x. Give me a number for c.
62.
Okay.
Yes.
Now, what if this was 0?
This looks terrible.
Then you'd plug in 0 for c. What if this was 0? Well, then the x would be gone and you'd have something like this, right? And you plug in 0 for b. What if this were 0? Well, then you'd have a linear equation and you'd be like, really? We're doing that? I'll subtract 3 and divide. I mean,
Look at that.
right? That would not be hard. That would not be hard. Right?
I know.
Okay, cool. So a will always be greater than 1 or, well, it won't be 0, right? It'll be non-zero.
Okay.
Yeah.
Of course. But yeah,
Oh, if Steve
help
never-
yourself.
So you're checking.
Preferably at the beginning of class.
Do you want to get shanked?
No.
Whoa, yikes.
Thank you for
Was that on the live?
Yikes.
Why are we
I hope they
Welcome
picked
to
that up.
Morrison.
That was great.
Alright,
This
so
one has a lot
People
more.
get-
So
Yeah,
Morrison's a bad town.
The third thing is getting
remember last time when you thought things were really easy and then you took it lightly and bombed the quiz and still haven't retaken it yet? There's a week left in the quarter and then
Yes.
the grades get locked.
Oh my god, yes!
Get roasted,
That's
Jace.
me right now.
I remember.
Excuse me, Preston.
I gotta
Jace passed all this test.
That's the two. Yeah.
I'm
Alright,
sure.
stop. So, A, B, C. B is -7. C was 3 and A was 5. So, quadratic formula, what is it? Opposite of B, what's the opposite of B? 7. And then we do plus or minus what?
49.
49 positive, right?
Oh yeah.
Dang it.
Minus 4 times A times C. All over what?
Jace, you got your sketch.
2A, which is?
10.
12.
Let's do math. What do you want to do first? 4 times 5 first or 4 times 3 first?
4 times 5.
Jace,
Okay, 20
stick 'em up.
times 3,
16.
so it's minus 60.
Bro,
So I lied earlier. I didn't think about this, but it's fine. All right. So, what's 49 minus 60?
Negatives. 12. It's 11.
Right? 11.
Nothing.
What's the root of negative 11?
I don't.
What two numbers multiply to a negative number? What number times itself gets you a negative?
5.5. No numbers.
Negative 1.
-5.5.
That's he.
Not possible, right? Because if the number's positive, it'll get you a positive number, right? If the number's negative, it'll still get you a positive number. So this breaks math. We're going to play around with that. We talked about I, right? A little bit, imaginary numbers, right? So the one I made you must not have x-intercepts that we can see, right? It must be above. Cool. So it must be above. These are the imaginary ones. We'll talk about that next week. But you get the point, right? Pretend that was a regular 11, do math, right?
Yep.
Can I simplify 11?
No.
Not really.
Nope, it's prime, right? So I can't simplify that root.
Eat it, Jace.
Yeah.
Do you want to practice simplifying roots?
Yes.
Okay.
62.
So give me a number for a root.
69.
62. Yeah.
Wait, can we do 420
My
next?
favorite number.
Please.
69,400.
Jace has got his head.
Yes.
Dang, it's not my favorite.
All right, let's simplify this.
I was
What
thinking
factors
of-
do we have?
3.
0, 5.
Wait,
10.
does 3 go into it? 15, that's 6 plus 6. Ooh, it does. 3 does go into it.
10.
3 doesn't go into 15.
How many times does 3 go into 420?
A lot. One.
How many times does it go into 42?
A lot.
50 to 140 times.
15 is 45.
Doesn't go.
13.
14. So 140, right? So it goes into that 140 times.
Jace is hot.
How many times does it go into 9,000? How many times does 3 go into 9,000?
3,000.
3,000. How many times does it go into 60,000?
Three.
10.
Now you gotta simplify that.
Because you dummies are running this show.
Anything, he should move me.
Can I move up there?
Yes.
Make that 0. I know, because Andrea immediately was like, I'm gonna leave.
And now what?
Now can I move there so I can sit next to him?
2, 3, 1, 4. What's it divisible by?
4.
Is it?
I have no idea.
No, 2. 2.
It's not.
2.
18, 27.
Divisible by 2.
Yes.
14 divided by 2 is? 300 divided by 2 is? So 157, right? What's 2,000 divided by 2?
1,000.
Oh, now you gotta simplify this.
prime.
Oh boy.
Wait, is that 11 and 57?
1157.
There's one.
Like, oh, wait, oh yeah, you're right.
Like one whole number?
My bad, my bad, my
I
bad.
honestly have no idea.
1157 and 2.
Oh.
Good call, good call.
I just really don't know.
1157. Does 3 go into it?
That's the worst pioneer variety ever.
Alright,
No.
shut up.
No, wait, no.
Remember when you took this lightly and failed?
No, it doesn't go into it. Does 9 go
I
into
remember
it?
that.
Yes, it does.
Does 3 go into it?
No.
No.
It does not. Does 4?
No.
No.
No, no even
No,
numbers
wait,
will,
no.
right? Because it's odd.
No.
What about 5? No.
No.
6? No. No. Let's estimate the root of 1,157. How many numbers do we need to check?
4.
Well, what's a nearby number that we know the root of? Do we know the root of 1,000? Is that a root?
100.
10.
No, 100 is 2 zeros, so it's going to be 4 zeros total. It's 10,000.
Is it 1,000?
So it's less than 100. We don't have to check up to 100. That's good.
10.
I just know 1,000.
10? Well, root, if this was equal to 10, right? Root of 100 is 10, right? So it's going to be numbers bigger than 10.
50.
1,000.
Go in the middle column.
What about the root of what other number? Think of a number bigger than 10 that we can multiply together.
20. So 12.
Well, 15 is root 225, right?
Yeah.
So it's going to be bigger than 15. We'll have to check up to there. Let's get a calculator. What's
30.
1157?
I thought we don't use calculators.
Can if you want.
Nope. Nope, it's cheating.
What's the root of
Can't use
1157?
test.
Nope. Nope. Not
Fair
doing
enough. Let's keep going.
it. Not doing it.
20.
30.
What's 20 the root of?
20.
400. So we got to get way bigger.
Yeah, what?
37.
Let's try 50.
What about 80?
35.
200.
Let's try 80.
25.
What's 5 times 5?
2,500.
5 times 5 is 25.
2 zeros.
30, it's 37.
So it's numbers less than 50 we have to check up to. Right? Let's try 40.
1,600.
It's gonna be 37.
Pretty close.
37.
37.
Yes.
What's 37 squared?
I don't know.
It's 900 and something, right?
949.
Yeah, it's not that.
Dang it.
Yeah.
Close enough.
We gotta check it for 37. How about we don't?
30.
So, if we stop right here, if we pretend this is prime, right? Another way to write this number would be 2 squared times 3 times 5 times 1157, right? Or pretend it's prime.
Oh my goodness.
Who gets out?
No one. 2.
No one.
1, 2, right?
No one does. Do you
And that just stays. So whatever that is, right? How about we pick a better one?
Can we do 150?
Hold on, shut up. Let's simplify this root. What factors?
0 and 10.
5.
5. 10.
5
10
and
and 72.
5 and 2.
And they're done. What about 75?
14.
5.
I'm so low.
5 and 5. Done.
Easy.
Game
So
over.
we have 5 cubed times 2 times 3.
Bang, bro.
Alright? So that's 3 5s. One dies, one gets out, one gets left over, right?
Yeah.
Body bag.
That's right, sneaks out of the body bag.
Oh, yeah.
And then when you're out, you multiply. Nothing to multiply with, so he does it himself. 10, 30, 5 or 30. That's mean double, right? Okay, we go with simplifying roots. Now, if I asked you what was root 750 divided by 5, well, when you simplify it, right, we can divide that, can't we?
Yep.
So that would be root 30. So that's why simplification is useful, right? What's that divided by 5? No idea. Turns out it's root 30. Cool. So let's practice some equations.
Okay.
Let's factor.
You understand?
Not right now.
Why are you looking?
Let's do this. Where are you? Let's factor this.
Chase, take the stapler from
Why do you want the stapler?
All right. So, first of all, before we can use the magic X method, what do we have to check for?
One by
Pull out anything?
See if we can pull out anything. Are any of these divisible by the same thing?
No. Wait, yes.
3.
All by 3, right? Let's pull out 3.
I'm ripping the Harley.
Can we pull out anything more?
Yes.
2 primes and 22? No way.
Nope.
Nope. So now it's time to get to work. So magic X method. What goes in the top?
A and
What's
C.
that? What's A times C?
21.
3 times 7, 21, right? What goes in the bottom?
22.
B, right?
Oh, yeah.
So we need numbers that multiply to 21 and add to 22. So let's list our factors of 21. What are our factors of 21? 1 and 21.
3 and 7.
Oh look, don't those add to 22?
Oh my god.
They do, don't they?
Wait a second.
Math.
We actually use the first one.
No.
Mother of God. Alright, so
Math.
1 and 21 work.
Yep.
Now we divide by what? What do we have to do?
1 over.
You gotta
Divide by A, right?
Yeah.
Which is 3.
Oh.
And one,
This produces, right?
That's
So we're going to use 1 over 3, and what does this produce to? 7 over 1. What do we do with the bottom numbers?
Yep, we're almost there.
you put them in front of X.
Yep, so we got 3x here, and 1x here, and then we add 1,
And that's
and
it.
add 7. Now let's check to make sure this does factor. What do I get here? Check, good. What do I get here?
Negative.
21x. What do I get here?
Plus 1x.
1x, so 22x. What do I get here? 7. Checks out, right? The 3 obviously will just do the same thing, right? So we're good. Now the question is, where are the x-intercepts of this parabola? So the question is, when does this equal 0? In other words, when y is 0, right? What's this going to be? This is our equation.
1 over 3.
So
Negative.
for here, when x is what?
7.
Negative 7, right? Because negative 7 plus 7 is 0, and 0 times 2 is 0. With me?
You do it.
What about this?
Oh, that's gonna be difficult.
Do it in your head. 3x plus 1. When does it equal 0? We move over the 1, and we divide by 3. Negative 1 over 3. Or you could say, look, I don't know. When does that equal 0? Right? Ta-da!
Wow.
Now let's write it in coordinate form, right? These are not coordinates. It would be negative 1/3 comma 0, right? 0 for y. And negative 7. You. Oh no. You. Pay attention. I'm going to go over it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Shut up, Ethan. No one asked.
Yeah, Ethan, you suck. Come on.
Yeah,
Right.
Okay, Ethan's nice.
That's right.
All that
Never mind.
matters.
I'm sorry, Ethan. You don't like All right. All right. So when a is greater than 1, this is really hard to
You
figure
gotta use
out.
the X thing.
So
AC.
what's a times c here?
No idea. Wait a minute. Couldn't we all divide everything by 7?
4, 1.
Can we take out a 7 from everything? Hold on.
No, we can't. Just
Is
kidding.
53 divisible by 7?
Oh, yes.
No, because if it was, 7 would go into 60,
I
right?
was thinking of 60.
Does that make sense? Yeah, exactly, right?
I was thinking 6.
Does it go into 28? Yeah, it does, but not 53.
7
Bummer.
goes in 60.
So if it went into 53, it would also go into 60, right? Does that make sense? Right? If it went into 53, 7 more, it also go into 60. And we know it don't. So 7 times 28. What's 7 times 20? 140. What's 7 times 8?
58.
56. What's 56 plus 140?
Big.
Factors of 196.
A lot. That's a lot.
Add up to 53. Now, they had to add to 53. So are 1 and 196 going to be the answer?
No.
No. What about 2 and
You can't.
90 something? No, right?
It's impossible.
So let's list factors that are close
Non-factorial.
together of 196. So 1, no. 2, no. Does 3 go into it?
No.
Yeah.
No.
We get 16. Plus 1 is 7. No, it doesn't. Does 4 go into it?
Wait.
Yes.
That.
Yes, it does.
It does, doesn't it?
Wait.
How many times does 4 go into 200?
44. Yeah. No, I'm just kidding. It goes in there.
4.
I don't know.
How many times does 4 go into 200?
I was just.
60.
50.
50.
So how many times would it go into 196?
49. Oh my god.
Don't mean that. Alright, so now what do we do?
We divide by A.
over 7.
Hey, look, one of them does reduce.
Yeah.
So we get 4 over 7. 7 over.
7 over 1.
Hey.
What number goes in front of x here?
I don't know.
7x. The numbers here are the coefficients of x.
Just put X.
1x.
My head hurts.
And then plus 4 goes with this guy.
And it sounds like a personal problem.
Ta-da.
Equals 0.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have 1 week left until the quarter's over. I will be switching seats very soon, and I'm going to make you miserable if you're making everybody else miserable in here.
Do not put me by Jason
Shut up.
again.
Shut up. Okay? So, I need you to take this more seriously. You really do. Because your grades suck right now, a lot of you, and you haven't done anything about it, and then you want to whine. Can you shut up and listen? Like, I'm not asking will you, I'm asking is it possible for you to actually listen without commenting on everything I say? I don't know. When you get to college, you'll realize, if you go to college, that the coolest guy at the party is not the guy that has everything to say every 5 seconds to somebody else, right? That's the spaz. The person that can just relax and wait for a good joke is the coolest guy. Be that guy. So, X-Intercepts. Do not peak in high school, okay?
So what x would be negative 7?
Okay, good.
What's the root here going to be?
Yeah.
Think of it in your head. 7x plus 4 equals 0. Move over the 4. We'll divide by 7.
No.
Do you guys notice something?
Yes. What?
What do you notice?
It's
Crazy.
the,
Alright, Ziegler, can you stop?
You can move the negative in here.
it's the
Can't you
second
move like the
number.
negative? So then it's negative 7 and
What do you notice about these?
It's just a freaking thing.
They're the same as what they are right there.
It's just opposite.
What is this?
I wonder if that's where the magic X comes from. What we're finding is not what goes here and here. What we're finding is what the answer is. And then we work backwards. Well, if the answer is negative 4 over 7, then we must have 7x plus 4. That's what it is. That's what it is.
So the negative is always on top. Okay.
We never have a negative x here.
No.
If we did, we could have pulled out a negative earlier. Guys, tomorrow, if you get something like this,
Let's hope we don't.
if you get something like that, you have to pull out the negative. So what we'll do is this. The first term can't be negative.
So then what do you do with?
And then you do your thing.
So what do you do with the front negative?
Well, you just carry it like it was a 3, like if we pulled out a 3.
Also, everything else is opposite.
Yeah, right? I mean, we divided by -1, right, essentially.
Yeah.
Right? So when you pull that out, just like it was a 3 or a 2 or whatever, right, you pull that out -1. Right? You just go about your business as normal. But you can't forget to do that. Okay? You can't do that.
Hey, Jace.
Otherwise, you're going to end up with a negative in here. It's going to screw stuff up. Next week, what we're going to do is we're going to get down and dirty and figure out why this magic X method works. Right? And here's the big key. Why does that get what we want? Who's proving that?
look at all these papers, Mr. Matt.
You have homework to be working on. That stuff's due at the end of the week. I'm going to write it up on the board back there. Factoring trinomial A greater than 1, I need to see word for credit. I know there's an answer key. I need to see word. So if you have that, work on that now.
Look at
Our
that.
quiz, again, is literally just going to be this. You will need to know how to simplify roots, right, because of this, right? You will be find x-intercepts and write them in intercept form, right, as coordinates. Can you do it?
Yep.
All right. One last thing. Let's try an easier one that doesn't require magic X.
Do you have another piece of paper that I can use?
I got you.
Mr. Matt, what, is this the one that's due?
I'll write it down later. All right. Let's do this one.
Yes, here you go. Do this.
Let's do. Here, let me make up one real quick.
5, -18.
Alright, here's your thing that we're going to factor. X squared minus 3x minus 40. So, a is equal to 1. You can use magic x for this if you want, but it's kind of silly. What we want are numbers that multiply to c and add to b, right? So, what numbers multiply to negative 40? Let's list them out. Now, 1 and 40 obviously aren't going to add to 3, so I'll just skip it. 1. What about 2 and 20? No. What about 3? Doesn't go into it. What about 4 and 10?
Nope.
Nope, that's not going to get us 3 no matter what we do. What about 5? How many times does 5 go into it? 8. Are they separated by 3?
Yes.
Right? Now you gotta be careful with negatives, right? Sometimes it's not that they're separated by 3, but when you move the negative sign around, it ends up getting it, right? So, 5 and 8 are the numbers we want.
8 has to be negative, doesn't it?
If 8's negative and we add 5, we get negative 3,
Yeah.
right? Other way around doesn't work. So minus 8 plus 5. Now, is this the same as this?
No.
Yes or no, and why? Right? Because I wrote mine like this. Wasn't the 5 on the left and 8 on the right?
Because it's
Yes, it'll be fine.
Why are they the same thing? How do we know?
You're not gonna have 3 first.
Because they equal the same thing.
Why? Oh, so you checked it and they end up going back to the same thing? Okay. It's multiplication. Right? We got something times something. Doesn't matter what order you do it in. Right? We cool with that?
I think that's in the song.
So, what are my x-intercepts here? Right? Give me the coordinates. Give me the coordinates. What are my x-intercepts in this parabola?
Negative 5, 0.
Negative 5, 0. Give me the other one, Shambach.
Jace without a hand.
The question is, when does this equal 0, right? And y is 0. That's it. That's all she wrote.
So we don't have to do the other like stuff.
You don't have to do the magic X for this one. It's easy enough where you don't have to do it. Could you do the magic X? Sure. Let's do it. Let's do the same one but use magic X.
Sorry. It's processing.
What goes at the top of X? What's A times C? What goes at the bottom?
Negative 3.
So we need numbers that multiply to negative 40 and add to negative 3. Right? It's literally the same exercise. What numbers multiply to negative 40 and add to negative 3? Well, we know it's 8 and 5, right? So minus 8 and 5. And then what do we have to divide by? A, right? What's A?
Y.
Do you see how silly this is?
Yeah.
Right? So x and x, right? And then minus 8 plus 5. It's literally asking the same question. When A is not 1, that's when this changes and this changes, right? Yeah.
How do you know which side to put the 8 or the 5 on?
So we talked about that. It actually doesn't matter because it's multiplication.
Oh.
Right? Something times something is the same as the other thing times something, right? Remember that's the thing in the song?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They do not matter. They do not.
It's amazing how I can multitask and hear you and teach at the same time, but you cannot make a really crappy joke and pay attention.
Nope.
Yeah, that's not good. My rule in this class, if you don't remember, is get funny or
Or
shut
get
up
lost.
or shut up.
Shut up.
Right? So for the longest time, you have not made me laugh, and it's not because I'm old or I don't ever. No, shut up and listen. Okay? It's not because I'm old. It's just like that's inappropriate. No, it's you're just weak. Like Thomas Schlaffer, that kid's funny. He makes me laugh all the time. Okay? Parker Florent makes me laugh all the time. Genuinely funny. Okay? Evan Scott, genuinely funny. Dave Chappelle, genuinely funny.
I threw him one time.
Okay? So, if you're going to try to make that your bit, at least be good at it. That's all I'm asking. No. You don't have to say something after everything. You can just accept that you're not good at it and get better. Just get good, son.
I've
Yeah.
accepted.
What's the homework one where it's just 8 or 8 equals
Great
1?
question. Yeah. So, guys, we have this guy, and then we have when A equals 1, right?
So is it only 8? Is it only
Both. I want both.
both of them? Both of them do this Friday?
Yes. Let me write that on the backboard. The rest of the time is yours to work on homework.
You know how expensive that is?
Tomorrow is going to be tough. Yeah, please don't break this. And the other one.
Is this portion that's due?
I have 2 of them. Yeah, 2.
Could I come in tomorrow morning?
I literally just got done explaining that while you were messing around with my stapler.
Could I come in?
I can't relate, Robin.
Yeah, it's fine.
We can go over some of this stuff. Get